Hey YouTubers, it's me, Lonnie Clark again, Nuts for Art. I want to thank you for joining me with this reading. This is part 4 of the Citizens Radiation Data Map of Japan. That's the title. This is shocking, but we need to know about it. And it is done by the Minna-No data site. And I want to thank everybody for joining us and sharing this video. I am not allowing embedding on these videos because, as anybody who's followed my channel and other channels that are anti-nuclear, we're victims of harassment and lies from the pro-nuclear people. They pay trolls just to harass us, so I'm not going to let them steal this video and manipulate and lie about it. So get to the point of why this is important. This is why it's important. This is how the Japanese government literally lied to the world about the levels of radioactive contamination from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear explosions, the meltdowns, the China syndromes, the melt-throughs, the catastrophe. They basically went up into a helicopter, tested the radiation 150 to 300 meters up in the air, and then looked down at 300 to 600 diameter below them and put that into the computer and said, this is how much. They basically lied and said the radiation up here was the same as the radiation down here. So concerned citizens in Japan went to 17 prefectures and created this process of actually digging up the dirt, sifting through it, sending it off and testing it. And they did this for 3 years to come up with solid data. And they only tested cesium-134, since it only lasts for 2.5 years, to make sure that it came from Fukushima, because that way it could be tested. Because some of these radionuclides are already in the atmosphere because of the bombing from World War II and all the nuke bombing tests in Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island and all the other stuff that they've never told us about. So if you do by chance want to use these videos on your YouTube channel, you can contact me at Nuts for Art. Tell me who you are, and then I can give you permission, go through and just give it to you so that you could use it for your own purposes, good purposes. I want that part to be said. Anyways, let's get to this. This is part 4. We are on page 6. And I definitely want to thank Tony Sahara for giving me permission to read this, because I think it is excessively valuable. I think that if those of us who care about this issue use these videos and send them to the Olympic committees, maybe somebody on those Olympic committees will get hip and see that they're endangering the lives of the athletes. They're only 15, 20-minute clips, so I think that if we get enough people, maybe it can impact the 2020 Olympics and stop them from being held in Japan. Yeah, I know, I'm a dreamer. But you know what? Nothing happens without believing in it first. So, East Japan Soil Becquerel Measurement Projects. Map of 17 prefectures in eastern Japan. The radioactive contamination shown on this map is the accumulation of radioactive materials released as a result of the triple explosions and various venting events at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. During the accident, massive amounts of radioactive materials were emitted from the plant, forming radioactive plumes. Then, depending on the meteorological conditions at the time, these plumes dispersed in various different directions as invisible clouds and eventually fell to the ground. The most severe contamination can be seen spreading from the area immediately around the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in a northwest direction towards Date City, Fukushima City, and Marumori town in Miyagi Prefecture. The center of this area is the most contaminated area and is designated as a difficult to return zone. I am sorry, but who would say that difficult to return zone? Like, why don't they just call it a permanent exclusion zone? Sorry, but somehow that just makes me laugh. Ah, gosh. The center of this area is the most contaminated area and is designated as a difficult to return zone, 337 square kilometers, where humans should not enter for the next 100 years. Approximately 24,000 people from 7 municipalities can no longer live in their hometowns because of this designation. Wow. 24,000 people from 7 municipalities can no longer live in their hometowns because of this designation. It should be noted that it is impossible to take soil samples in this area, and as a result, this region appears as a blank area on the map. Wow. Let's look at the map. Wow. Okay. That actually makes sense, though, when you think about it, huh? Around Date City, the contaminated area forks off and one branch extends south through the center of Fukushima Prefecture into North Tochigi Prefecture and Northern Gunma Prefecture. The largest cities of Fukushima and Koriyama are located in the center of Fukushima Prefecture, called the Nakadori region. This is the most densely populated area of Fukushima Prefecture, and even in 2018, there are still localities within this area that would be classified as compulsory relocation and entitled to relocation, according to the legislation enacted after the Chernobyl accident. It is possible that over 1 million people were subjected to severe initial exposure in this region. Wow, possible, meaning highly likely. In northern Tochigi Prefecture, there is neither governmental support for decontamination, what? Or health examinations simply because it is not part of Fukushima Prefecture. Due to this, contaminated waste has been piling up at private residences and public sites with no place to go. Oh my gosh. Another branch of contamination extends north into southern Miyagi Prefecture, northern Miyagi Prefecture, and southern Iwate Prefecture. Marumori Town and Shirioshi City in southern Miyagi Prefecture, as well as Ichinoseki City and 4 other municipalities in southern Iwate Prefecture, have also been neglected and without governmental support in the same way as the municipalities in northern Tochigi. This is an untold news story that is shocking. Just because they weren't right next to it, they just, like, you guys don't matter? Okay. There is also a stream of contamination which flowed south from the nuclear power plant along the southern coast of Kasumigura City, Kasumigura City, Kasumigaura, Kasumigura City in southern Ibaraki Prefecture, into northeastern Chiba Prefecture, and continued into Tokyo and Saitama Prefecture. Although the prefectures of Amori and Akita received very little contamination from the accident, a small portion of the radioactive plume was detected in the monitoring posts at the nuclear fuel processing plant located in Rokasho Village in Amori Prefecture. Although the level of cesium-134 and 137 is low at Akita Prefecture, It has been universally detected in every region in the prefecture. Wow. It has been universally detected in every region in the prefecture. Let that sink in, you guys. The contamination has been widely detected in Yamagata, Yamanashi, Nagano, Shizuoka, Kanagawa, and Niigata prefectures. Yamagata Prefecture has obvious contamination on the west side of the Ao Mountains. That's OU Mountains. With undeniable contamination to mushrooms, wild vegetables, bear meat, to which shipping restrictions have been applied. Who eats bear meat? Do people actually eat bear meat? In Yamanashi Prefecture, the radioactive plume seems to have been blocked by the surrounding mountains. In northern and eastern Nagano Prefecture, radiation levels exceed the safe level that have been detected in wild mushrooms and other edible wild plants, such as koshiabura, a type of local mountain vegetable. In Shizuoka Prefecture, the highest level of contamination can be seen on the East Izu Peninsula, where serious contamination was detected on green tea leaves harvested 1 year after the accident. In Kanagawa Prefecture, relatively high levels of contamination are visible in parts of Yokohama and in the city of Adawara. In these cities, citizens called out the Board of Education for attempting to store rainwater sludge and trying to bury contamination soil on the grounds of elementary and middle schools. Oh my gosh. In Niigata Prefecture, relatively high levels of contamination have been detected due to radioactive water which flows into the prefecture from southern Fukushima Prefecture via the Agano River. Specific examples include tap water contaminated with iodine 137, maximum of 76 becquerels per liter, and radioactive sludge from water purification with radioactive levels equivalent to specified nuclear waste above 8,000 becquerels per kilogram. As a result, restrictions are being placed on shipments of wild mountain vegetables, and bear meat. Summary. Taking into consideration the widespread contamination, it will be necessary to continue measuring food and soil for at least the next few decades. Above all, special precautions should be taken for wild mountain vegetables, wild mushrooms, and game meat. I'm going to show you this little map, but let me read the insert first, okay? It says, the result of aircraft monitoring measurement by MEXT and Yamagata Prefecture. Cesium-134 plus 137 total in the unit is becquerel per kilogram. Value converted on August 15, 2011. And the unit is becquerels per square meter. And the source was www.pref.yamagata.jp. House Hassan file, airplane monitoring PDF. So the writing, since this is very, very small, the writing, it's pretty hard to detect. But so the red, when I show you this map, it is 30,000 becquerels per square meter. The yellow is 1,000 to 3,000. Wow, it's 10,000 to 30,000 becquerels. The green is 600,000. Oh my gosh, I'm wrong on that. The red was 30,000 30,000 becquerels, 10,000 to 30,000 becquerels, and the green is 600,000 to 1,000 becquerels. The blue is 300,000 to 600. The yellow is 100 to 300,000. Wow. And the dark blue, which you'll see looks like it's nearing Tokyo, 60,000 to 100,000. And Tokyo is 30,000 to 60,000 becquerels per square meter, 10,000 to 30,000 per square meter, and then 10,000 or less is the gray area. So I'm going to show you this. I wanted to read that so that you could see. This is genocide. This is the equivalent of genocide. It's the slow death, because you can't see radioactive waste. You can't taste it. You can't feel it. And you know the worst part? It is a crime against infants and against children, because they are the ones who are the worst contaminated. They literally were trying to store the waste on schoolyards. What kind of human beings are these? Okay, so this next map, I'm going to turn the page. This map came from OpenStreetMap Contributor, map illustration at OpenStreetMap Contributor. Fukushima Nuclear Daiichi plant. This shows all of the prefectures, the 17 prefectures, and this shows them the value converted as of March 11th, March of 2011. So this is where they were. This is shocking. And this is likely came from the government, because this experiment didn't start. This data gathering didn't start. Although maybe I can write Tony or ask Miss Mari, I forget her last name. I want to say Yamaguchi. I'll look her name up in the back of the book, because she's one of the attorneys. Mari Inui, legal advisor. She could probably tell us if this information came from, this information came from the government or from the data Minna-No data site. That's the one thing that's not clear to me, and so I'd like to get that cleared up. But that's not a hard thing to get cleared up. So what's this say? 2020 Eastern Japan 17 prefecture radioactivity map, estimated cause of cesium in July 2020. We have received many inquiries from overseas about radioactive contamination at the time of the 2020 Olympics. So we prepared a map which shows the estimated value of cesium-137 derived from an attenuation calculation. This map was prepared using data from soil samples collected during the East Japan Soil Becquerel Measurement Project over a 3-year period from October 2014 to September 2017. Based on actual measurement values of cesium-137 becquerels per kilogram on the sampling day, and using March 15, 2011 as a starting point, we did an attenuation calculation to figure out the theoretical value on July 1, 2020. Then, using DataCite's original color-coded scale, we displayed the results of this calculation of the map. It should be noted that this map shows attenuation based on calculation, and therefore there is no guarantee that these values will be met. Not only met, but maybe they'll be worse. Furthermore, the value of each sampling location is not indicative of the typical contamination level for the entire region. I'll come back and read this little box for you in a minute. Look at this. So I wonder if this could have dramatically changed after the I think it's Higabus, the typhoon that just decimated Japan. My heart breaks for the Japanese people and really for the whole world. What we have lost to the nuclear industry. It is beyond comprehension what we have done. This is going to be the last. I'll read this last box and then finish up. The 2020 Summer Olympic Games, July 21st through August 9th. Paralympics, August 25th through September 6th. The Olympic Games will take place at venues over a wide area of Japan, from Sapporo in the northern island of Hokkaido to the foothills of Mount Fuji to the west of Tokyo. There is particular cause for concern about nearby soil contamination at a soccer venue in Miyagi, at baseball and softball venues in Fukushima, and at the torch relay, which commences at the J Village Stadium, which is located in the vicinity of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant and was used as an accident response base at the time of the accident. The Paralympic Games will be held at 21 venues in Tokyo. Wow. I have no idea how long I've been reading, but let me put my glasses on so I can see the clock. Yikes! We're at 20 minutes, so I'm going to keep my commentary to a brief minimum. Thank you guys for watching this video. And again, if anybody wants to use these videos for any reason, contact me at nutsforart@gmail.com. And once I realize that you're not the enemy, and that's how I view the nuclear whores, as the enemy, I will give you complete permission. So put your courage feet on, you guys, and thank you. Thank you for loving humanity and being part of this movement to out the nuclear liars. Ciao.